always been a hardworking individual in the construction business. He just, some people just can't figure out not to drink and then drive. You can drink, but then don't drive.
All right. So in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Jean Matney, file number 20-20033FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Matney. Mr. Matney is appearing via Zoom from the Lenawee County Jail. This is the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. Mr. Malaro, have you had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report with your client?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause real quick. So Ms. Sutton, Ms. McClure just received an email from the Michigan Department of Corrections. And even though we had a valid writ, she is not on the transport list for today. So it happens.
Yes.
So I can do one of two things. I can reschedule her for Zoom or reschedule her in person. But I didn't want to waste more of your morning.
Okay, thank you very much. I think she wanted to be in person, so I mean, if you can reschedule and they'll put her in the transport list, that would be helpful.
We can try.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, Miss Adams, could I get another date for Miss Sebring within the next 30 days?
Okay. Do you want this not on a Wednesday, Judge, or does it matter?
Not on a Wednesday is fine.
Okay. We could do Thursday, February 6th at 8:30.
Are you available? February 6th at 8:30? All right, so we will set Miss Sebring over to February 6th at 8:30 and we will do the notice, all right?
Okay, and who's doing the writ then, the prosecutor?
The prosecutor's office will do the writ. So we had one, they just
Yes, I know.
didn't bring her, so thank you. All right, so we're back to you, Mr. Matney. All right, so Mr. Matney, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss that with your attorney?
Yes, we did.
Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Malaro, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
Judge, one correction and one, I guess it's a challenge. The correction is that he informs me he is employed with a construction company as lawyers.
What page is that?
Or page 1,
Okay,
where it says we're employed it's a construction company out of Traverse City. His employer's first name is Dustin. He had the information in his phone, but of course he doesn't have access.
well, he's not employed now. And I think that's what it's reflecting.
Okay.
So, Mr. Moore, Ms. Teskey, I don't know who's handling this one. It's Matt. Ms. Teskey, are you doing Matt? Hey, Sarah Teskey. Sarah Teskey. She must have her volume turned down or she's muted me.
Yeah, she's muted.
Sarah? Sarah? Go yell at her. Are you next door?
No, I'm not. Otherwise, I'd be yelling. Hold on.
Go, Ms. Teskey.
Yell real loud.
Hold on. I'm gonna send my bailiff over.
Shoot the shoes.
Yeah, that's the right number, Miss Coleman, but I wonder if it's a connection issue on his end. Because is he on a computer? Maybe try his phone. I don't know.
Can he call in, Your Honor?
Yes, he can. I can send you that number. Do you want the number? Oh, wait. We're gonna stop screen share. I don't know what happened here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you the telephone number. And you can send it to him. So.
Couldn't hear her.
Are you taking care of Joshua Matney today, Ms. Teskey?
I don't have him, Your Honor.
And Mr. Moore doesn't have him and I'm sentencing him.
Okay, well, I'll handle it then.
No, Tom, I got it. I just didn't, I'm not sure whose it is. I can pull, how do you spell
Well,
his
it's Mike
last name?
Stevenson's, but I know he's out of the office today.
Yep, I can handle that.
Okay, so we have some corrections on the PSI. So on page 1, it says unemployed. He is employed, but he's currently incarcerated. So
Okay.
we'll reflect that. Ms. Coleman, I sent you the direct number to call in. Now I got a wing tech. We're gonna pause again. I'm gonna pause. I have this wing tech that's been trying to connect. Maybe that's him, Ms. Coleman. Let me see. Because every time I try to bring it in, it like freezes. So it might be him. But we'll see. All right.
What
And
is,
then
what is the name of the defendant on this case, Your Honor?
Joshua Matney.
Okay.
All right, so Ms. Coleman, as I said, there's a wing tech device trying to connect. It did come into my waiting room. I admitted it, but it's stuck on joining. That might be your client. So let me go back and finish this sentencing. All right. So any other, Mr. Malaro, explanations or challenges to accuracy or relevancy?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, on page 1, pending charges. It indicates he has a pending bench warrant out of Grayling.
Yes.
It says 87C District Court. I cannot find an 87C District Court when I looked on my court. I tried calling Mr. Stevenson yesterday, but he didn't answer. So I don't know if that's a valid. And there's only 2 courts that pop up in Grayling.
I have his lien right here. I'll take a look at that, Your Honor.
87C is great. You're saying it's not?
It didn't pop up on my court.
Yep, I
It
got
may
it.
not
It's
be-
right here in
It's
the
Crawford County District Court.
Right, Crawford County. didn't show
That's
up.
Grayling. Oh, you're saying it didn't show up? I'm sorry.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't find it.
Okay.
It's not in my court. If it's in there, I put in 87C, I put in Crawford County.
It just may not be part of it. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't think they have my court.
They don't have my court yet. Ms. Teskey, what did you find?
I found that, I have the lien in front of me, Your Honor. It does validate the date of warrant was 3/1/2023 for failure to appear on, it's got a 50-mile pickup out of Crawford County.
Mr. Manny indicates that case was resolved some time ago. So there shouldn't be a warrant. If there is,
He'll
it's
have to
not.
go, he'll have to go up there and take care of that.
So they don't have a pickup over 50 miles, so there may still be a warrant, but that's because maybe they didn't take it out of lien.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just use that.
So I don't think we have an answer one way or the other, but Mr. Matney, you need to probably, when you get out of jail, take care of that either by going up there and letting them know they're still showing a warrant for you. All right, Miss Underwood, MVOC did not transport her, so I moved it to February 6th at 8:30, so I think you're all set.
I heard, apparently, since when did transport be optional?
I don't know, but you're all set then, so that's all you had.
Do
Thank
you have
you.
any pickups, Your Honor?
Nobody showed up, so I just issued warrants. All right, so anything else, Mr. Malaro?
Yes, on page 1 of the evaluation of plan, first paragraph. The time of the offense. It indicates that Mr. Manny had a revoked license, and at the time of the offense, he had produced, according to the video anyways, had produced a driver's license. That officer on that video said, said he had no issues with his driver's license. So we think that should be redacted.
All right, Ms. Teskey? Ms. McClure?
This was my case, Judge, but it's one from 2020, so I haven't read the facts in a while, so I would defer to Mr. Malaro if that's what he
Okay.
indicates. I'm
So
okay
we'll
with that.
strike the sentence and having a revoked license on paragraph 1 on the evaluation and plan. That's fine. Okay, all right, Ms. Coleman, looks like your client's called in. I'm not gonna let him in yet, just because when they call in, they keep talking. All right, so, all right, anything else, Mr.
Yeah.
Long?
I think it's the last one, Judge. On the next page, page 2 of that evaluation plan, where recommendation narrative, Mr. Matney indicates that he is not homeless. He does have a, can't read my writing. He does live in, is it Grayling, Mr. Matney?
Grand, Michigan.
I guess I can't read my writing.
Where does it say he's homeless, on what page?
Recommendation and narrative, Judge, on page 2 of the evaluation plan.
Oh, but he's currently homeless at this and is originally from Florida. So you're saying,
He says he lives in Grawn, Grawn, Michigan.
okay,
And in that same paragraph, he does not own the 2013 GMC Sierra. Since it's been so long, it doesn't own that vehicle anymore.
all right,
I don't know that he even owns any vehicles.
okay. Okay, all right, anything else?
No, Your Honor, that'd be it.
Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
That's my knowledge.
All right, probation department has computed the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 0 to 6 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
I do. I have 0 to 9, Judge.
Oh, yeah, 0 to 9, I'm sorry. Okay.
No objection to that computation.
Okay, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on your client's behalf?
Judge, Mr. Matney, is a 48-year-old man, clearly has an issue with alcohol. I don't know that, you know, he may ever get a handle on it given his age, but he presents himself well. He certainly, from what I've known this case, I'm well acquainted with it, as I'm sure Ms. Miller is as well. Always been a hardworking individual in the construction business. He just, you know, some people just can't figure out not to drink and then drive. You can drink, but then don't drive. There was no accident in this case. He was pulled over for speeding. He didn't present any problems to the officer at the time of the offense. And I'd ask the court to follow the recommendation.
All right, anything you'd like to say on your own behalf, Mr. Matney?
Yes, just so the court does know, I have been sober. I haven't had any alcohol since 2021. So I have gotten control of my alcoholism. I will always admit I'm an alcoholic, and it's a challenge every day. But I've been winning that war, and I intend to keep up. That's all.
All right, thank you.
Judge, could I be heard on something?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
never sure which one you're here on.
I know, this was I think the last one I'm here on. And the only reason I appeared on this case, Judge, is because I have been dealing with this case since 2020. And part of it is that Mr. Matney was either in Michigan or up in Crawford County or back down in Florida. And at one point we were set to go to trial on this case, and he had went to Florida and not come back for the trial. And so he had absconded for quite some time. When he was finally able to come back in court and answer these charges, we worked out a plea deal because it had been so long, and I believe he had, for the most part, stayed out of trouble since not since this offense, but since the offenses following out of Crawford County. In fact, while on bond for this case, he did get another OWI offense out of Crawford County. He served, I believe, 4 to 6 months on that and was done with that up there. As to this matter, when I calculated guidelines, he also had an absconding that we're dismissing as part of the plea, but when I calculated guidelines, I had them at higher. I'm not challenging the guidelines just for purposes of resolving the case today. But that being said, I do think it's important that the court know that he did get a subsequent OWI after this and had absconded for quite some time. And so I would just be asking for the full 0 to 9 months, or excuse me, the full 9 months to be imposed on Mr. Matney at this time. And I don't know what he has for jail credit.
Right now he has 91 days.
Okay, so 6 months would be right in line with that then. So, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Malaro, anything further you want to say on behalf of your client before I let client speak?
Well, I think, Judge, as he indicated, he knows he's an alcoholic. He knows it's a struggle every day. I know this was a long, tedious case for Mrs. McClure and myself. And I think Mr. Mandy would readily admit that he did not facilitate a sooner resolution, and it's all on him, and that he, I think, accepts responsibility for that. And we resolved this with a plea, and I think Mrs. McClure was very appropriate in the plea that we resolved this with. That being said, I do still think the recommendation as it has been made is accurate, is appropriate.
All right, so Mr. Matney, anything you want to say on your own behalf?
I don't have anything else to say, my honor.
All right. So, Mr. Malaro, again, you definitely did work out a beneficial agreement for your client, and Ms. McClure was willing to work with you on that. I understand both of your positions on this, especially because he absconded for such a long period of time. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing, the criteria and reasons for the sentence, and the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission. Deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for law, and the protection of society. I'm just gonna kind of split the baby. So it's sentence of the court that you will serve 225 days in Lenawee County Jail. That's 7.5 months. So I just kind of went between the two of you. I will give you credit for 91 days. So 225 days in Lenawee County Jail with credit for 91. The vehicle is long since gone, so I'm not gonna do an order of immobilization. So your driver's license obviously is revoked, so you're not to drive. Obviously, until you get your license back. There is a $130 crime victim rights fee and $68 in state costs. Mr. Matney, I am very glad that you have found your sobriety. I hope you keep it up. It seems to be the main issue in your life. And so that's great to hear. If you wish to appeal this sentence, did they give you your appellate rights yet? If they haven't, we'll get them to you this morning at the jail. They'll give you 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review. They'll have you initial and date 1 copy for our records. The other copy is for your records. If you wish to appeal the sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. Good luck to you, Mr. Matney.
Did you sentence him to probation, Your Honor?
No, didn't recommend probation.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
It was a recommendation of probation while in custody. Yeah, so they ordered 6 months in jail with credit for 91 days and 6 months probation.
Oh, no, we
wouldn't
be asking for probation.
No, there's no probation. He doesn't live here. So,
Okay.
all right. So good luck to you, Mr. Matney.
Thank you.
Thank you.